All thanks to you.
Thank you so much. Okay, for the next speaker of the day is our Papaji, Bhupinder, and he's going to be talking about something that's very, very interesting today, how you can pay attention to the urges of your body. So over to Bhupinder.
Thank you. So today we're going to speak about accepting my body urge, and the topic is related to menstrual cycle. So first we will understand the root cause of acceptance for menstrual cycle, which uh, which I would start from the last week where we ended. So it's about the acceptance to do with the conception of the birth theory, where a girl child is born, and the reality. It's not only to do with our country; it's the reality around globally, wherein the acceptance of the child identity is in question. So, as we can say, we live in a society wherein it's been for centuries. So, during the periodic cycle or the initial days of a girl, yes, there is isolation given to the girl. There is a lot of rejection. Then there is a lot of shying away from by the family members, wherein the proper attention is not given, or even the education is not given in the right sense to a girl child. And before a girl child is being educated about it, it's important how educated and how knowledgeable is are the parents and the family member living in the house. So the entire mechanism or the acceptance theory is to do with supporting and accepting a girl child, which is in real question even today. Despite how modern or how educated we are, still it is in a very big question. And this takes me to an understanding of why there is a craving for a woman before menstrual cycle. And yes, we can say it's been there for centuries. So DNA can be questioned, genetics can be questioned, epidemiology, you just name it, everything is in question. So we are going to understand why and what is happening with that craving. So craving, I would define into a very simple way of two categories. One is sugar and one is salt. So like we spoke about sugar last time. So sugar is again a reason for my body behavior. Why I need sugar is because I am angry, I have rage, I have anxiety, I want to seek revenge, and there is a lot of frustration. And on the flip side, when we talk about salt, it's to do with a lot of uh, irritation, stress, what I'm going through. And so you can say, in a nutshell, it's about a fish without a water. So I am becoming a fish without a water. So wherein I'm running out of salt, the magnesium is not there in the body, my my brain is drained out, my kidneys are not functioning. I'm under a lot of stress and pressure. And so this causes a lot of dehydration, and also you can say low BP, low blood pressure, which is very normal and which is common, what generally happens to the early stages also before a menstrual cycle is there. So what are the conflicts and the body behavior about when we talk about during these 5 days or even before these days? There's a lot of bloating. So bloating can be anywhere, any part of the body. Again, if you understand Meta, understanding bloating, where it is, which body parts, so someone gets bloating on the stomach, maybe on the thighs, maybe on the leg, hips, maybe on the upper chest, maybe some get on the throat. Some also have reasons of their limbs getting bloated, so suddenly they feel their fingers are bloated. There's swelling in the legs. So if you understand the organ and the body part, you would be able to relate and work with someone who would you would be able to understand bloating better, why it is going somewhere in that place and specifically in that place. So bloating is nothing else wherein there is a lot of uh, the entire water body has gone there to protect. Okay, so the water retention has happened. Okay, so this is what bloating is, which varies with every person. So when we talk about science, yes, they have not been able to define uh, these symptoms or understand these symptoms because it keeps on varying. Okay, every woman, every person would have a different symptom of bloating. So it will be in different part. Again, understanding the conflict and the reason is very important why it is happening. So there is the other stages wherein there is a lot of breast swelling or pain, what a woman goes through. Then there are a lot of mood changes. Then maybe any part of the back which is under pain or which is under stress, which one goes through. There is headache. Some also gain weight during these days. And yes, above all, there is a lot of cravings. And as I said earlier, cravings can be only defined into two categories. So once we understand why and what is happening with the body on an individual basis, yes, it can be defined and understood why one is going through that particular stage or that particular conflict or a reaction or a body behavior at that particular moment. And yes, it also happens that every month, as per the cycle, the symptoms or the effect or the body reaction will also vary. Okay, so for example, understanding and working with many women, so back pain. So it's a lot of support what is needed. So maybe in the initial days, there was no proper support given to a girl child. Or when it happened, there were many cases wherein also the girl did not know that is going to happen. No one educated, and suddenly it was a shock for that particular girl. To just go through that cycle one fine day without anyone telling, and not even supporting or educating or telling what has happened. In fact, just shying away from that particular situation. Uh, so that causes a lot of impact, and which goes on for months and years. So irrespective of the age or the month, or in any span of life what you are in, yes, as a woman I would still feel that impact, and I would still feel that rejection, and that will make me angry, or maybe I will also seek that support which I wanted on the first day, or maybe the second month or the third month, or maybe after a year, when I got to know that something is happening in my body. So it was never given to me, because the acceptance and the, the reality is, uh, it is also not there, because probably it's a chain wherein it goes in back into the DNA and the epigenealogy, wherein the mother, and if you go back, they are mothers. No one really paid respect and accepted this fact, because somewhere it goes down right at the conception, at the birth theory, wherein uh, everyone is demanding for a boy child. So the identity of a child is in question. Yes, it's in question. Now we will relate nutrition to it. How understanding the behavior and the conflict. Yes, you can reach out to any therapist and counselor on this forum or with MetaHealth. Yes, and they would love, or I'm sure they will be able to help you by understanding your reason of a body reaction, and work on that, working backwards, making you realize and making things go easier for you to accept what has happened in the past. And this is where you are today, right now, which you can let go and move ahead. Because once you let go today, right now, yes, you are changing your lifestyle, your pattern. At the same time, yes, you are going to change the acceptance of this for generations to come, for your DNA, for your generations to come. So there is the impact, there is the change when we talk about it right now, and we create an impact right now. So we will talk about nutrition, what nutrition really would help you in this stage as a woman, how I can, use food to have the required nutrition, have the required minerals, vitamins, which will help me to go through these days with ease. Yes, when I say with ease, I really mean it, with ease. So the most important, I personally believe and I follow, is that seasonal fruits and vegetables. These are the most important two key sources what you have in your day-to-day life. And fortunately, we were trained, or we were forced by our parents, by our mother, by our father, be with love or be with aggression, that you have to have this vegetable, you have to have this fruit every day. So these fruits and vegetables come with a lot of vitamins and minerals which is required by the body. You name the vitamin, you name the mineral, it's there in that particular vegetable and in that particular fruit. And yes, I am talking about seasonal fruits and seasonal vegetables. Not like what we get right now is, you can get fruits and vegetables, the same fruits and vegetables throughout the season. No, you throughout the year, I'm sorry. So you need to identify and understand what is seasonal fruit and seasonal vegetable, which will only last for 1 to 3 months in that particular season, and you need to consume that. So they come with a lot of vitamin B, vitamin C, a lot of fiber, which helps. So when we talk about bloating, inflammation in body, yes, fiber does help because it is a very rich source of water. Fiber, as it helps in also good metabolism, metabolic rate, wherein all the extra waste is excreted, good bowel movement, so that would not let the bloating or the water retention to happen in that particular place. Then we talk about a lot of dry fruits, especially walnuts, almonds, pumpkin seeds. Okay, we've been educated and we've been asked to have almonds every day. So you must have heard that सुबह उठ के you should have almonds. 5 खाओ, 10 खाओ, 4 खाओ, 2 खाओ. You need to have almonds every morning. So why almonds? Why walnuts? Pumpkin seeds? They are very good source of manganese. That's kind of a mineral which is required by the body, which helps in reducing inflammation and reducing cramps. So when I talk about cramps, yes, during the monthly cycle, yes, if there are cramps, even if you are on a regular basis, when you do get cramps, right? If you have a lot of exertion, maybe you walk maybe 4 to 5 kilometers beyond your capacity, yes, there will be cramps, there will be soreness. So manganese does help that, help with reducing inflammation and cramping. Then another very good sources I would term for iron are beetroot, which is very easily available, and the color itself defines blood. So if you see a beetroot, it is so easy to understand vegetables and fruits when you just love to play with colors and understand colors. So it comes with complete blood. So that is how your iron is going to be formed in the body. Dates, they are very good rich source of iron as well as fiber. You need to also include a lot of flaxseed. You need to include a lot of your cooking oil needs to be changed, which has to be non-refined cooking oil because it comes with natural source of omega-3. And I am talking about omega-3, wherein we always think about only non-veg fish as the source, or maybe the pills are the source. So on the natural side, our ancestors, and I'm proud to feel that yes, we as Indians, 70% of our clan even today is vegetarian, and even back in the centuries, yes, we were more of vegetarians. So how were my ancestors, your ancestors, able to stay away from this deficiency called omega-3? Because they were using the right source of cooking oil. And in our culture, we cook and we eat. We do not eat boiled vegetables, raw vegetables. We need cooking oil. That is why you have cooking oil. That is the biggest source what you can use for omega-3. And another very good fruit which you get throughout the year now is banana. Okay, it is I would say it is one fruit which will just satisfy your brain in every sense, because everything what your brain needs, the minerals, when I talk about what your brain really wants, everything is present in that. So that is one good source. We talk about calcium a lot during these days. So till sesame seeds are a very good source of calcium. And if you just go back, there are seasonal eating of til, wherein you get til ka laddu, or you use it on vegetables, or you try and make dry fruits ka laddus, or anything with dry fruits or any other panjiri. You use them, okay, because they are very good rich source of calcium. Again, anything what we talk has to be used in unlimited access and not eaten in a very high quantity, because anything what we over consume is also wrong for our body. So there has to be a limitation. So as I always say, that you need to listen to your body. how much, because your body knows when to stop and where to stop. Uh, then we talk about a lot of dehydration. We talk about these salt cravings. Uh, these days, it's more of munching and eating chips, or maybe more of potatoes, or a lot of salty stuff. So one most easiest way is rock salt or a pink salt, and it's very easy. All you need to do is take a pinch of rock salt, place it on your tongue, and have it like a tablet, and just have a sip of water on it. Okay, what this does, rock salt has around 84 minerals. Okay, it's a very good source of magnesium, potassium, selenium. All these are going to help your brain functioning. So it will only make sure that your body is not getting dehydrated. So when we talk about dehydration in these days, or even if you talk about bloating, because the water is holding on to the body, because somewhere you are not having adequate water, the salt is not there in the body. That is why you keep craving for salt. And if I relate munching, salty munching is also do because when we do a lot of munching, there is a lot of chewing which happens. Okay, this has to do with a lot of anger, wherein probably at a stage wherein you wanted to answer, I wanted to give it back to my mother, or maybe my family member, my father, or anyone in the house, that I am looking for support, or the way it was handled about my situation on my early days. I wanted to react, I wanted to tell that I need help, and I could not. So I am storing that anger even today, even though maybe I'm 30 plus or 40 or 50. At the subconscious level, it keeps on revolving and keeps on reminding me every time when I'm reaching that stage of my monthly cycle. So these are some of the combinations what can be used. And one, two really important nutrients or the food source I would love to talk about is, one is pickle. uh, it is one of the best food or best source which was ever created in our culture, and it can be consumed anytime, every time of the year. If you see, pickle is always made out of either lemon or other variety of vegetables. So when I talk about seasonal vegetables, yes, they have a specific time. So how do I use a mango in the season of November when it is cold? So how about me preserving and making it a pickle? Okay. How about using a carrot as a pickle, which would come somewhere in Diwali or November or December? And how do I consume that in May? So I make a pickle out of it. I preserve it. That is a very good source. Pickle naturally comes because it is made in oil, omega 3 again. It has very good rich source of vitamin C, which helps in absorbing your iron levels, and at the same time it helps with building more blood. So when we talk about menstrual cycle, it's all about, we're talking about blood. Okay, so there are issues wherein some have I can say more blood flow, no blood flow, low blood flow. So in all, we are talking about blood. And the other way of controlling anger, the second food what I was going to speak about was coconut. I've already covered that in last few sessions. That coconut is again going to stimulate and help you with brain functioning, and yes, help you with your jaw functioning and release the anger. So when I am going to use all these combinations, and I am saying that these combinations are not to be used only during on that day or just few days before, when you feel that okay, I am coming closer to my cycle. It's a ritual which has to be done every day. Okay, the food that I eat today is going to help me tomorrow. So if I think that I'm going to eat something right now and it's going to help me right now, no, it has to go into the body, clear the deficiency, then create a path for storage, which will help me tomorrow. So it's a process. If I am going to do this every day, okay, starting adding seasonal foods, vegetables, dry fruits, walnuts, almonds, pumpkin seeds, flaxseed, change my cooking oil, go to non-refined oil, have banana, add till, have rock salt every day in my diet, and probably whenever I have the urge and I feel that I'm feeling dehydrated, just take a pinch of rock salt, put it on your tongue, have a sip of water, just feel the change. Put the rock salt in your bathing tub, have bath with that rock salt water. Entire energy levels will change. And yes, the acceptance of my menstrual cycle will change. So by accepting my menstrual cycle, I am changing a lot of conflicts and the reasons that are created at my subconscious level. And the most important thing, by accepting my menstrual cycle, yes, I am taking charge of myself right now and letting go what has caused me to behave or my body to behave in that particular pattern, the way it shows that reaction. And I am not accepting the fact, or my body is already knowing that it is going to happen, as because your body, your brain is such an intelligent element which already anticipates and knows what is coming next. All you need to do is listen to your body and just follow this, and then you will be in charge completely. And yes, the generations to come will definitely thank you for taking this acceptance and moving ahead in life. So thank you.
He said, wonderful. That was very, very